is Nottingham Forest against Crystal Palace, which is the final fixture of the game week. It's Monday Night Football, kickoff at the City Ground. Forest have only lost one game this season. They've been sort of draw specialists, 4 draws from 7 games. It's worth noting that I think we've seen a massive improvement defensively from them since the addition of Milenkovic, who's been a real presence and formed a great partnership with Mourinho. After the highs of last season, Oliver Glasner has sort of experienced a serious regression as his side are yet to register a win and sit in the relegation zone. Successive defeats to the Merseyside clubs Everton and Liverpool has really put the pressure on, and he'll be looking for a positive result from this game. He'll be quite desperate, I would say. In terms of the injury report, quite a lot to consider for both sides. Ward-Prowse is suspended after his double yellow card against Chelsea, while Sangare is also out. Gibbs-White is also doubtful after picking up an injury just before the international break. So Forest are a bit light in midfield, but they do have quite a lot of options. I expect Ryan Yates to start alongside potentially Elliot Anderson, with Nicolas Dominguez potentially featuring in a sort of more advanced midfield role if Gibbs-White is to miss out. For Crystal Palace, they'll be without Chadi Riyad and Chris Richards at the back, while Munoz is also a doubt after being taken off against Liverpool. Adam Wharton also is doubtful, so there's quite a few variables to consider for both teams here. We can expect a few changes. And whilst that is obviously, it makes prediction a bit harder, it can also create sort of opportunity. So again, final game. It's quite a long way away. It's on Monday night, so we haven't really got many lines available. I'm going to keep this section short. And the first sort of lean for me will be Murillo 2+ tackles, which is priced at 1.9 with Bet365. Now, this is not a particularly data-driven selection, but Murillo, from the eye test, is a player that I would like to target for fouls because he's a lot more aggressive with Milenkovic. He's sort of given a lot more freedom to get tight to his opposition striker. The only sort of worry for me is he's not a very efficient player for targeting tackles, and what I mean by that is he does put himself in a lot of duels, but more often than not he'll be sort of dribbled past or commit a foul as opposed to making a tackle. So if we look into his tackle counts this season, he's only made 2 tackles in 2 out of 7 games, but I do really like this matchup. If we again look into his foul data, this is a potential lean or potential other angle to go into. He's made at least 2 fouls in 3 out of 7, with at least 1 foul in 5 out of 7. So sort of highlights how he is very aggressive in his approach. He likes to get tight to the opposition striker. As I say, the data doesn't really corroborate to target tackles in this one, given that it's only landed in 2 out of 7. But it did land in both head-to-head games last season against Crystal Palace. And I think against if it's Mateta who starts or Nketiah, I think against Nketiah you'd want to be targeting fouls because obviously he's a bit less of a physical presence, tends to go down a bit more easily. But if he is up against Mateta, which I would imagine he is, I would say Mateta starts this game. You think that's a fantastic sort of battle between 2 very physical players, and I would say tackles is the more natural pick in that matchup. So again, maybe worth waiting for team sheets. The next angle for me is actually assuming Nketiah starts as the central striker, and it's for him to have a shot on target at 1.72. I think that's a really good price considering the sort of player that Nketiah is. He started as the focal point of the attack against Liverpool. Not sure if he will again, but he had 1 shot on target. And he's a very selfish player, which is not a bad thing, especially when you're targeting him for shots. He has an eye for goal, and he's generally shoot first as opposed to pass, which is ideal. If we look into his shot data since completing the move to Crystal Palace, you can see he's averaging 3.05 shots per 90. He's had a shot on target in 4 out of 5 games. Only sort of issue is his expected minutes and the position in which he plays. If he is to play as a central striker, I think shot on target is probably the sort of way to approach it. If he is to play as inside forward alongside Eze, probably best to target things like shots, but have to appreciate that his minutes will probably be limited in that role. But he's landed a shot on target against Liverpool, against Man United, so he's sort of shown that he can hit this line in tougher matchups. I think Forest are a tough matchup, but again, considering the way he plays, I think 1.72 does just look a bit too high with 365, and I think they will be top price when everyone else releases. But as I say, this game is still quite a while away. It's on Monday night. We're still waiting for markets to release, and I also think it's a bit of a banana skin fixture given the sort of injuries to both teams. And also Palace are in very poor form. So approach this game with caution. But that will be... thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for supporting the stream. Remember to stay tuned on Twitter, as I say. I'll be posting quite a few detailed articles and threads this weekend, full write-ups, and also make sure to be in on my Telegram channel where all of my staking plans will be posted for each bet. So again, thank you for supporting, and I will see you all next Thursday. So take care and have a great day.